Okay, so hi everybody, and welcome for yet another session. And 9 of us is a very nice number. I love 9. Hi Sahil, thanks for switching on the video for even for a brief moment. It's nice to see people, though it's all virtual. So, whatever I'm discussing here, have I experienced it completely? May not. But I am just so excited as I'm reading, studying, researching, experiencing. The first thing I remember is, hey, I want to share this with somebody. And of course, I have you guys. So if you ask me several questions, I may not be in a position to answer all. I rather say that let's discover together. Got it right? So that's the whole point. However, wherever possible, I'll try to quote the source from where I've got it. So if you want, you can do a little more studies and research, and then you can experience and tell us more about it. And I encourage everybody to read more, whatever maybe it is. It's not necessary that you should keep on concentrating, healing all the time, heal yourself. Big deal about healing, okay? It's finally, there's nothing to fix. And there's only joy of knowing more. Because the more you know, at least you get the joy. You may not be able to fix anything. And because of the fact that you got joy and awareness, maybe something can shift. And when you shift, maybe your frequencies are so different that the disease or the problem you're facing may go away. So instead of concentrating so much to fix something in our life, how about just concentrating on the joy of knowing more? So that's the whole idea. Maybe I am in that trip in this universe, and I'm just pulling along everybody. So don't expect me to fix any one of you. Rather, let's just have joy. With all our limitations, with all our problems, still life is so beautiful. And we have experienced it time and again. So that's what I would like to say before we really get into the subject of today. Okay. So now today's subject is a little bit of complicated subject. I had to literally learn 2-3 times, and then I sort of started understanding it. I have given my own examples. Maybe you'll be able to give a better example. And it made sense, a lot of sense for me. So I thought I have to give the same examples and then see how it makes sense. Okay? Yeah. So before we start, at least for a few minutes, we have to talk about how was your week, which went by. Were you able to figure out the different states of your sleep, which we discussed, like, falling into sleep and waking up from the sleep, kind of a thing? And how much were you aware of your sleep and dreams and everything? So if you can explain, if you can share that, it'll be good, at least for a few minutes. Anybody who wants to share?
Yeah, can I speak?
Yeah,
Hello?
who's that? Who's
Yeah,
that?
Payal.
Payal, tell me.
Yeah, Isha, yes, I have been able to diagnose in the sense that when I'm sleeping, like for the past week, if I would say, I sleep immediately, say after 5-10 minutes. And yes, the dreams, what are coming to me are very, very clear. And, earlier it was very vague. But now these are, people who are connected to me in daily life. And I don't know, some kind of connection.
Can't
The
hear.
dreams have some kind of some connection.
Able to hear, Kriti. Go
So
ahead.
they're making some sense. They are like clearer and not vague, I would say. I should dream a lot, but these are good connected dreams, I would say.
Wonderful. So what I can gather from this is the
Mhm.
quality of your dream is changing. So
Yes,
that means to say that you're getting more clearer dreams. That
yes.
means something might be getting clearer in your awakened state also. What I'm trying to say is in the morning time. Okay, you need to observe like that. How
Okay.
much clarity you are getting. Because the subconscious mind or the night
Hmm.
mind reflects your daytime, or the
Okay.
daytime reflects the nighttime. It's one and the same.
Hmm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So somewhere when you try making it, it starts making sense. These are all the first indications. That means slowly somewhere you are growing.
Okay. And I think I'm sleeping well, sleeping deeper, I would say.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And one of the other things which I have observed is the more you
Hmm.
write about your sleep journaling,
Mm-hmm.
the more better you feel. The more your dreams or the more your sleep quality starts becoming better because you're paying attention to your sleep.
Yeah, and especially for dreams also, the first thing what I do is I get up and just write whatever I remember.
Yeah,
It could be a multiple thing, but I remember three, four very vividly, which I write and I describe. That's it.
yeah. So concentration and focus is the very basics of consciousness. We'll talk about it today at length. So
Okay.
naturally, your sleep, your life, your quality of your life, everything starts becoming better and better. And what you have gathered is clarity. So that means your life also will get more clarity. Okay?
That's good. Yeah, that's what I need.
Yeah, yeah. Anyone else? Yeah, Sahil. Go ahead, unmute.
So I've jotted down my dreams for 2 consecutive days,
Wonderful.
and but I was only able to recall one dream per day. But I was aware that I had multiple dreams, but I could only think of or recall only one. Right? In one of them, I was in a border area in a country, and there was some attack happening. An aerial attack, and then I had to flee from there to, to a safe place. Uh, and I went to my parents' place. That was one, and the other time it was more around, me singing. Since I'm into music, so it was more around me singing to my audience and stuff. Uh, I don't know how to connect it to my personality, but or to my life. But yeah, I could think on those. I could recall these two dreams.
Okay. So the thing is, at least you could recall two dreams. Now, the other way, this it's not the other way, it's mostly the common way of knowing more dreams. You just need to find out one little thing which you can remember. Okay. And then you think about, you just write about that. It's something like, I remember seeing some stranger, and maybe you remember that stranger. So you wrote it. Then you think, what was the situation? What was the environment? What was the backdrop? And little by little, you expand your awareness.
Hmm.
So this also is like understanding how you can get more clarity in your own mind. This is a
Hmm.
very good exercise of getting more details, paying attention to more details. It will start. It is like really focusing on it.
Hmm.
One of the exercise for focusing is like this only. Take a little bit and then just expand a little more, and then until you get it. And
Hmm.
not necessarily you'll get it fully, but you'll get the essence of it. You'll get the summary of it. Okay. So build it. And the more you become like that, the more you'll start becoming aware of your surroundings in the awakened state and about people and what they're thinking. You'll be very surprised. Your intuitions will grow so much.
Hmm.
Okay, so these are all exercises for that. So, and then also you will start paying attention in the moment when you're doing a job or something. In that moment, you will be paying so much of attention. So all these things will start. Okay. So that's one thing. Second thing is, did you ever live in the border area?
No.
Okay. So my suggestion is little advanced for the stuff to do, but eventually there is a part of you which is very fearful, which
It
is
is, yeah.
running away. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is a shadow self. That is one of the shadow. And you should be able to embrace that in your dream. This is again advance. For that, first you should have the control over the dream. We are not reached there. Okay. But when you reach there, the day you embrace it, that day it stops. And the brilliance which is coming from this fearful one, the one which is very scared, there is a brilliance. And that brilliance is, or the gift is hidden because you're not embracing that. Okay. So the day when you embrace it, that gift will open up. And that brings a lot of beautiful things in your life. What is embracing? Stopping it from running and maybe hugging it or facing that fear. That's how the dream will change. But you will have to consciously change the dream there. So that's what practically you should be able to do. That requires controlling your dream. So it's little advanced. Someday probably you'll get there. Okay. But that's exactly a pretty good example of a shadow self appearing in the dream. Okay. Okay, Kavita, you have anything to say?
I have plenty to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
Isha, I must tell you, as I told you, I have done a course earlier, a dreams course, a paid one. But the lucidity and the clarity which I'm getting in your thing is unparalleled.
Wow, that's Kavita, not me.
Yes, it's really, 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 really amazing, because for the first time I understood what is dream cycles. And earlier I used to think I was missing out on the earlier part of the dreams, but now I know 4 hours you don't dream. So I don't have that problem now.
You do dream, but
and then
they're very tiny, like probably 10 minutes or very tiny dreams. Yeah.
And then I have been able to recall about 7-8 dreams once. And other days I can recall 2 to 3 dreams every day. And in the dream, I'm thinking I have to remember it. So every time I'm
see, the thing is, Kavita, you are getting there to the lucid region.
Right.
In the sense, you are getting conscious in the dream. Okay, that is a little bit of advanced level. Once you reach that, once you are able to get to a very conscious awareness in the dream, you can change it the way you want. That is where the healing capability, that is where everything comes into picture. First step is usually for everybody is, hey, I think I'm dreaming. That is where it starts. So they are able to make out that it's not my reality, it is my dream. The next thing is, like Sahil would probably think that, hey, this is only dream. Why am I running? Okay, then you will start talking to your dreamer. There is a dreamer in you. And the dreamer can change the dream. But for all the things we need control over the dream, befriending the dream rather, but that can come when you are able to identify more dreams. Because remember, you need focused concentration. That's where we need to get in. And everybody is different. Everybody is different and everybody will have a different experience. Okay, so don't compare notes with others and think that, oh gosh, I didn't think, and I think I am just can't do anything. Everybody can do in your own way.
In one of the dreams, I was thinking I should be able to, I was reading about that Tibetan thing, meditation, lucid dreaming. So I said, let me try to meditate in the dream.
Absolutely. What happened? Did you do it?
No, I did try very hard because 5:30 we have a meditation class. So I said, instead of sitting for meditation, let me sleep and dream. And meditated that. So I was not able to do it. So finally I got up. And
It's okay, but it's a good try because you are able to understand that it didn't happen. When you said it didn't happen, that is also awareness.
Right. Okay.
You understand what I'm trying to say? It didn't happen. If you're feeling that it didn't happen, that means you were aware in the dream that it didn't happen. You got it?
Yes.
That is also a level of control.
Okay.
When you start paying so much of attention, Kavita, it starts becoming more lucid, and then you will feel, my God, I'm able to do this. It's amazing if that's possible. And another thing, every day it cannot be a lucid dream. Lucid dream takes a lot of your energy because you're half conscious, whatever that is. So if lucid dream happens once a week, then you have to congratulate yourself. Okay, because that means a lot. And a lot can be done in one lucid dream.
You have to explain us this lucid dream.
That will come to that little later. Okay, I don't know how long I'm going to keep on doing the sessions. As long as that it happens, all of you enjoy. Okay, but I'm sure we can learn a lot and we can just be somebody different someday. Okay, so anyone else has questions, or shall I start with the discussion? Maybe we can take up the question.
I do have a question.
Aritika, go ahead.
I actually got started only last week with recording the dreams. I watched the first recording only last week. So the very first day that I did it, I didn't have a very restful sleep the next day. So this made me wonder that is it a good idea to remember the dreams? Because like naturally, I think the process is to, for the conscious mind to rest and the subconscious mind to be more active, right? So, but if we are activating our conscious mind even then
No,
is it a good?
No, it's not like that. The first 4.5 hours, you are going to have a deep sleep. Okay, that we discussed in the last thing. And naturally, that is where the body heals. Okay. And there you don't even have dreams. You have probably very tiny, some 10 seconds or 10-minute dreams are there. They're very tiny dreams. The idea is to heal the body at that time. So you don't have any dreams at that time. After that, you have 90 to 100 minutes of dream cycles where the deep sleep is very, very less. 10 minutes of deep sleep, but a very long dream sleep. And that is because the psychological health is happening. So if you remember that, she went off somewhere. She got cut. Anyway, so if you remember that, then you are achieving your psychological healing. And the remembrance happens after you wake up, not when you are dreaming. So lucid dreaming is only when you are dreaming and parallelly you are able to understand that it's happening. That is also at the subconscious level. Okay. So, so there is, it's not, disturbance is not going to be there.
Okay.
Because first of all, you have not reached the lucid dream. Okay. Because lucidity has some amount of, it's not fully conscious, but a little bit of consciousness is involved there, but not fully. Okay. But in any case, you are maybe getting worked up even before you sleep that I need to, remember, I need to remember. So that will actually have influence on your quality of your dream. That is why we say those affirmations and everything and make ourselves a better dream, but we remember it later.
Okay.
Okay, there are certain few things like that are there. Okay. Now, I think there are two other people. Somebody else has something. Anyone else has?
So you're
Maybe.
saying that the deep sleep that we require, we attain in the first 4 hours, and
You
after
will
that,
get that. You will get that. You know, if you sleep early, 10 o'clock or whatever, then you will definitely get it. But we end up watching. See, 90 minutes before you sleep, you should shut down all your digital media because it's an energy sucker. Okay. Now, if we do all that, our quality will definitely become better. Okay, so try that.
Okay, and I wanted to share my experience also, which I only realized now when everyone was sharing. So, like ever since I started my healing journey, right? Like my room has been so cluttered, and I have not had any I don't know, you can say motivation, or I've not been able to put myself together to be able to declutter it. Even if I have decluttered it, it would come back to being a cluttered space very soon. And from the past, like something happened that I had to clean my room. Last week we had guests visiting, so and I knew my father would come into my room, and that hardly happens. So that made me clean up to a major extent. And also it so happened that yesterday we had to shoot something in my room. So I had a couple people visiting me, so and we had to shoot in the room, right? So I had to clean it up. And so like there's major cleaning happened. And I think it definitely has to do with this program, because I think a lot of stuff is getting cleared in my subconscious also, which is clearing my space out. And I'm kind of feeling a sense of clarity that I haven't felt before. So I just wanted to share.
So if you say so, then I'm glad.
Yeah.
But I really doubt, Ritika, that it's because of this. It may be because so many things are happening in your life.
Yeah.
Maybe you're decluttering your life, and that's just reflected in cleaning up your room.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's what I'm saying. Like it's been like I got started on this journey for 2 years now, right? And like I have been working on a lot of my areas, but
it's also about timing. Okay, it's also about timing. Something which I have realized is you might have worked a lot on some of your area which requires healing, and nothing would have happened. But one little thing you encounter somewhere will give you a breakthrough.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's assume that we are going to a doctor and we go to a homeopathy, we go to Ayurveda, we go everywhere. One doctor will heal you. So what will you do? You will tell the whole world this doctor is the amazing doctor and everybody should go here only. But the thing is, all other doctors also contributed. Somebody raised your energy, somebody did cleaning up of something, blah, blah, blah. And one doctor did that.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is the whole life experience brought you there.
Yeah, no, I definitely acknowledge the other, healing that I have been doing for sure. It's just like, I don't know, I just felt while I was hearing everyone else.
I like to be the trigger person who can trigger healing.
Because both the incidents happened within this week, and that's precisely after I have started to.
I'm so happy that you didn't attempt anything other than watching these videos. Okay. Okay, guys. So we will start the discussion because it's little complicated.
Isha, just one small little thing I want to say.
Okay, this is the last one, Kavita.
I just one sentence.
Okay.
I was looking for some message from my mother, and it happened today. So maybe it has something to do with you.
Yeah, maybe because.
Thank you.
See thank you, Kavita. It's my pleasure. See, what I'm saying is all of you should remember these are all the signs of growth. And just enjoy it. Whatever comes to you, enjoy it. Never start scrutinizing it, judgmental about it. No. Just feel very happy and just tell yourself, wow, I'm growing. Am I not? That's it. Good, no? Very nice. Okay, so let's start. Ready? Okay. So, we talked about how probably our 2 weeks of this sessions have changed people at least tiny bit. That's like a ripple effect. It will have a ripple effect, and it's so beautiful. Okay. Now, as I was telling Kavita, if you are able to be aware of your dreams, then you can be using them powerfully for your healing purpose. Why am I concentrating so much on healing? Because I believe myself as a healer. I love healing and I get a kick out of healing. So obviously I talk about that. But it can be anything for you, right? Manifestation, getting happy or anything, you can do that. Okay. So if you don't get to that level of controlling stuff, you can only interpret the dream, but that is also good. That is also no less, right? But at least you can interpret. So for that, at least you need to remember your dreams. Okay. So our idea is to probably use our dream space to heal ourselves. For that, we need to understand what is this dream? What part of it is? Is that me? Then in that case, who am I? Because my real life is different. My dream life is different. So when we talk about that, we have to talk about consciousness. There's no choice. Okay. So now, what is consciousness? I want all of you quickly give me some answers. Anybody? I'm not going to spend more than 1 minute on it. Tell me. What is a consciousness? What is, as per you, is consciousness? Awareness. Okay, Divya. Anyone else?
Sum total of what?
Sum total of everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So let it be. Let it be that sum total of everything, because sum total of everything itself is slightly difficult to understand. If you're talking about awareness, it is a little bit you can understand now, but the sum total of everything is a little bit difficult to understand, but exactly that is what it is. So let us go in a way in which all of us can understand. Consciousness is not an object. Got it? It's not an object. And it is locationless. Okay? Sahil was in where he was, Delhi. I don't know where he was earlier. And then now he is in Bangalore. He's specifically present in Bangalore and no more in Delhi. So he is very, very relative to the location. But if Sahil is everywhere, like not even air is also here, that air in Delhi is different. Polluted air maybe. Okay, whatever that is. If assume it's everywhere filled, and that is what is consciousness. So air is filled here in this space. Wherever I'm sitting, there is air. But there is space, right? This space is expanding everywhere. Every corner, it's around this object, right? And it's in Trupti's place. Everywhere that space is there. Conscious can be thought a little bit, you can compare to that, but consciousness is beyond space also. Where there is vacuum also, there's consciousness. So consciousness is everywhere. It is filled the universe. Okay. So it occupies all space simultaneously at every single moment. Now, that means to say everything I'm experiencing, everything I'm seeing, including the body, including the object, it is filled with consciousness. So inside my body, there is consciousness. Inside this pen, there is consciousness. It's everywhere. Okay. So let us think like this is the field. Let us take it like a field. That's what exactly people talk about quantum field. Okay. If they're saying about quantum field, it's a field which has awareness. It's very difficult for us to understand, because the moment when we are thinking awareness, we feel that there should be some life. But there is something which knows everything, is consciousness. So usually it's referred to as quantum field by everybody, scientists and blah, 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 and all these people. So let's think, then what is this made out of? This dress is made out of cotton. I can say that this dress is made out of cotton. I am made out of flesh. Okay. What is this consciousness made out of? It is made out of only awareness. It's not air. It's not vacuum. It's not nothing. It is awareness. It has, for a strange reason, it has knowledge. It has awareness, what we call as. So it is called pure awareness. It knows everything. There is no need for you to teach it anything. There is no more it wants to know, because it's infinite awareness. Whatever you want to add, it's already there. You want to add how a jasmine smell is there, it's already there. You want to add how it feels when you are in pain, it's already there. It has all the information what you want. Basically, awareness is already there. Infinite it is. But it doesn't have any objective qualities. What is objective qualities? This dress is, it's cotton. Cotton is a quality. Synthetic is a different quality. It's objective. Very specific to cotton. Very specific to synthetic dress. So like that, it doesn't have any objective quality. So you can't give a name cotton. You can't give a name synthetic, because it's both or neither. That's why consciousness cannot be given a name. Then it doesn't have any phenomenon. What does that mean? Gravitational force doesn't come under. It doesn't have any reflection like a mirror. It doesn't have any color. Whatever a human being can think about is it doesn't have. So no physical world rules hold good there. So that is the reason it's very difficult for us to understand, because we belong to this three dimension where we can understand only this, the laws which are ruling us. Okay. So no experience of any kind. Sadness, happiness, nothing of those sort. They are all phenomenon of human beings on the earth. So if the consciousness, because the next question then you'll ask, of course, I am also a consciousness. Why have I become a human being? Right? Because we have consciousness, no? All along we have discussed about it. So if the consciousness must have an experience like a human being experiencing, then it has to become limited. From the unlimited, it should become limited. Then it can have some so-called experience. So it has to have some kind of a lens, some kind of a filter through which it can experience it. And this filter and lens, everything is some kind of a limited limiting factor. So something like, okay, I need to experience what it is to be happy. Then it has to get into a situation where it should feel sad first. So that kind of experiences it should get. So then it is limiting itself because it has all the information, but to experience it, it has to become limited of not having happiness. Okay. So what will happen is it will have to become localized. Okay. It will have to limit itself. It has to focus on something. And when you focus, you will start condensing on that. Did you understand what I'm saying? If you start focusing that I need to understand what it is to be sad, you're focusing on becoming sad, then that becomes the reality by condensing itself. Okay, so as it condenses more and more and more, it becomes a matter. That is an object. And similarly, it can become a human being also. Human being is a complicated object. So there's so much more happens and then it becomes a human being. It can become a pen. Consciousness can become a pen. When it condenses, the whole idea about this pen is to write. And it has some bit of objective qualities like red in color, plastic, blue color, it writes in blue color. So like that, some few qualities and it condensed to become a pen. Consciousness is not life. Consciousness is not non-life also. Consciousness is non-life also. Consciousness is a condensed matter. So what happens is when this infinite thing becomes finite, that is when the duality starts. Got it? How the duality starts? Happy, sad, free of whatever, and then stuck with problems. And I like this also, I hate this also, I want to be that also. Everything becomes, it starts here, infinite, at the same time it is limited to. That is when the consciousness starts experiencing the duality. Because consciousness in the form of the human being is at the dual state, at the state of the duality, infinite and finite. Now, when it becomes finite, it doesn't mean that now it's all fully inside this, like that Aladdin genie, it's sitting inside. It's not like that. Outside also you're there, your consciousness, and a part of it has condensed to be you. Okay? So once it becomes object like this, we keep talking about everything is light, everything is energy. We are also energy, right? We talk about energy bodies, we talk about thought bodies, everything. So it's a condensed, dense, light energy or energy, basically. We are condensed energy. It is in the form of the energy all the time, and it condenses, 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 and at some point, it will start having mass. It will start having weight. It will start having touchable, tangible object. Just before that, it is in the air, like an imagination. Okay? So, at different densities, different things and people are there. This may be too dense. Ice cube may be less dense. Fumes may be even more, very less dense. So it's the energy in different density. The thickest dense objects are like non-living things, like table. We are not so dense. Our energy can move. Table cannot move. Table energy cannot move. Okay. So this mechanism gives the consciousness an opportunity to have subjective, objective relationship. Objective is looking at Trupti and knowing Trupti as Trupti. Subjective is, if Trupti is my relative, I have a subjective relationship with her. So you can look from outside, you can become and then feel the inside. In the dream, you are usually objective. You are looking at your own self. You're feeling what Trupti or what I feel about myself in the dream. Do you understand the subjective and objective understanding? Only consciousness can do that. Subjective, objective, because it is subjective, objective. It is infinite and it became finite. So only that can do that subjective, objective relationship with itself. Now, the very fact that we can do that tells us that we are also consciousness, condensed consciousness. Okay? So, all the reality which you're calling, all the events which are happening in the reality, these are all localized experiences this consciousness is having. That's all. Are they really existing? We don't know. In the sense, you had a fight. Now, did you have a fight? I'm not sure. I experienced something out of it. That's all we can say. Because it's a very localized event, experience. Okay? That is why it becomes our perception. If I go and tell probably Trupti, that Trupti I fought, Trupti doesn't know about it. It's not there in her perception at all. So she will say, no, it didn't happen. But I say it happened. So everything is our own perception. And based on my perception, everything exists or does not exist. Okay? So ultimately, I am just a consciousness. And because I am in this body and I am in this space and I am in this timeline, I call myself, which is a consciousness, as Isha. But if I'm in some other space, some other timeline, I may be called as someone else. And that means to say my consciousness might have been expressed itself as many more people in parallel universes, multiverses. It can be anywhere. You understood, right? Okay. Let's give an example which is very simple and easy, Kavita, let's talk about it a little later, okay, in the end. So what happens is, write down all your questions if you have. Let's take an example, which is my favorite example. I keep giving to everybody. Electricity. It's everywhere in its potential. We call potential for electricity, okay? Now, it flows from high potential to low potential, all that we read in our colleges, schools, everywhere. It's present everywhere. You might be thinking it is present in the wire or in some reservoir or something like that, that we've just kept it there. But it's there in the universe. Okay? Electricity. But unless we flow it through an object like iron box, fan, we cannot experience its unbelievable potential. In 1800, did people know? Or 1700 people know? They didn't know it. But now people know. And now people take it for granted. No one need to teach us. We know it. Someday, even consciousness, we will understand that way and we'll use it that way. So, if you analyze the same thing, let electricity be your consciousness. We flow this electricity into a laptop, computer. So that laptop is like our body. And there are some software. This Zoom software is there. Someone has written Zoom. That is like our mind. Software are like mind. Now, this electricity going through my laptop, using the Zoom, what is the experience it is giving to all of you? It is connecting us. It is making us see all of you. No one is sitting there next to me, but I'm able to see all of you. I'm able to experience. If somebody cries, I can feel that sadness. Am I crying? No. I'm experiencing what I saw through the Zoom, probably. Healing happens through that. When I do therapy using the Zoom, healing happens. Isn't it amazing that electricity can do all of this? We just take it for granted. We never think about it, right? Consciousness is like this. Amazing things you will do through your body using your mind. But otherwise, we are not capable to use the consciousness in its pure form because we are limited beings. Got it? When we have expressed ourselves in the body, human body, we have already become limited. So we can experience only through the body. But the more aware you are, the unlimited potential of the consciousness will increase in your body. But that comes only through awareness. Otherwise, you fix your electricity to only fan and iron box. Maybe your maid doesn't know about Zoom. It'll become like that. Only if you're aware, that's why you know about Zoom. You understood the difference in the awareness and how we grow ourselves. So it needs a body, which is a hardware, software, and all this we discussed about. Now what happens is, in the state where you are awakened in the morning time, a lot of things are happening. Heart is beating, blood is flowing, and there are so many chemical stuffs are happening, and so many things, emotions are happening, hormones are moving around, and so many things are happening. So your consciousness is deeply embedded in the body because body has to work, and so much focus is put on the body. Okay, so it is deeply focused on your physical body, but it is not stuck to your body. It is focused on the body. Okay, so when we sleep, body, many of the faculties of body will shut down, or it won't shut down. It will work in a very low profile, not like how you're walking and talking in the morning. At that time, consciousness has some amount of breathing space to moving space is there. That is why the dream starts. Because dream is very natural to consciousness. Dream is a very natural state for the consciousness, actually. Okay. So when you sleep, this allows the attentive body to perform at a very low level, and so the consciousness start moving freely. Okay. So that is why when you are awakened and walking around, you don't dream. I'm not talking about daydreaming here. You don't dream like how you dream. Okay. So only when you are sleeping, only dream happens. That's why. Okay. So we also said that body kind of paralyzes at the REM state, everything, right? Because your body shouldn't move. All that happens during the time. Okay. So what you have to understand from this is where you place your attention is where your energy flows. Now, that is why when you're doing meditation, if some itching, twitching, something happens, you just have to take your attention there and the energy flows there. So it is like which attention you are giving to. If you are giving attention to a lot of unnecessary things in your life, only that will become big. Because the energy flows there. Wherever you take your attention, that's where the energy flows. So it's all about training your concentration to focus. Now you might have understood that why parents keep saying focus, focus, focus on studies, because energy flows there. And when the energy consciousness condenses with focus, that becomes the reality. And so we get marks. But it's a very stupid application of consciousness if you ask me to gain marks. But in any case, that's the reality of life. So what do? So you need to increase the ability to concentrate on one thing and lose focus on all the other things. That is what we should aim at in our life. Because we are trying to concentrate on 101 things, giving a lot of reasons. But that is why we are not fruitful in any of our endeavors. So what all you can do for this, you practice meditation, that helps in training ourselves into having a focus. Okay. You need penetrating consciousness to do a lot of wonderful things of your life. You need that. Focus is the essential part of even spirituality, because that is a very essence how we have become humans from the consciousness. Focus is very natural to us, and we need to learn to focus. So we'll start focusing on greater things of our consciousness. Okay, another thing is consciousness never leaves your body, because it was never there in your body. It's an infinite thing. Rather, we'll say your body is inside your consciousness. So this is a totally different perspective of consciousness. It's a little difficult to digest, but your body is immersed inside the consciousness. So there is no question of consciousness leaving and going somewhere. It is probably how much is there in your body or not. 100% is there or not. If it is not there 100%, then it has definitely gone and joined itself outside. Got it? So now everything is inside of your consciousness, including your body. So the stronger your concentration, focusing power, it's very easy to heal in your dreams too. Dream is basically consciousness, which is outside your body. The more you are learning to concentrate on everything, you will be able to concentrate on your dreams too. That means you're concentrating on the consciousness which is outside your body. And everything is there in the consciousness. So you should be able to get that what you want. Do you understand how I'm chaining it, linking it? Okay, if somebody didn't understand, you can ask me about it later. Okay, so another thing. It's like the radio station. This also I keep on explaining the radio all the time to everybody. You have to tune it. Focusing is nothing but tuning it. If you don't tune it, there are so much static noise, right? If you don't tune it, there is so much static noise and you can't hear the music properly. So these are cluttering thoughts in our head. You want to focus on something, but you are distracted by so many other things in your life. These are all like the static in the FM station. You need to tune, focus. Okay, little bit I'm hearing the music. Some more. Okay, now I can hear it very clearly. Now this you can see it, how the quality of your dream, you're able to get it, the control you're getting. You know that you're tuning more. And there is no end to what you can get out of this capability. Why there is no end? Tell me. Consciousness is infinite. So if you are able to do something with your dream space, it's infinite. Okay. Now let's also understand one more thing. There are different dimensions in the dream space. You might have heard about it. But if you look at it, each one of us are living in our own world, no? I think something, my husband thinks something. So I have built my own world in my own perception. My husband would have built his own world in his own perception. So how many billions of people are there in this world? That many world we have created. That itself is multiverse. What people talk, right? Multiverse. So you are naturally a person who's living in different worlds. Now, in the dream, if you manage to get into the world of your husband, then you entered that dimension. So like that, there are thousands of different dimensions. Now, getting into the dimensions of your own husband is at they call that focus area 1, which is at the human physical world, which is of no use. Because first of all, your world is there, no? That's enough mess. Why to get into the other people mess? so it's of no use. But rather we would go for finding different dimensions, because each dimension has amazing thing for us, and it is possible because consciousness is everywhere. So it's very easy for us to go there actually. But because we have become so limited in the body, we think that it's not possible for us. But it's inherent for a consciousness. Okay. So where is this dream happening? Is that happening in your brain? No. It's happening nowhere. It's happening in the consciousness. It's not happening in your body. It is happening in the consciousness, which is locationless. That is why in the dream you can go anywhere you want. It is timeless. So you can go to past, you can go to future. There is no definition of time at all. You will see your own father, who's probably no more existing, very young in your dream. How is that possible? Locationless, timeless. Consciousness is locationless, timeless. That is the quality of the consciousness. So dream is happening in the consciousness. Okay? Because it's very difficult for us to understand this timeless thing because it's happening everywhere. That means it's happening even now. It's a very difficult thing to understand how it is happening even now. It is superimposed, my past, my future, everything is happening now. It is very theoretical right now for all of us. But the very fact that if you believe the theory that it's happening right now, then you have access to it because you are consciousness. But it's difficult for us to understand in this limited body. So for now, let's believe the theory. Because if you believe it, so much more happens to you. Okay? It's just to give an example. Let's take, this is a paper. So somebody is playing here. Somebody is playing here also. Down also. That's what it is. Everything is happening at one point, at one place. Okay? So, when you're dreaming, everything is happening then and there. And if you go to the level of lucid dreaming, astral projection, if you go little that level of your control over your consciousness, the experience, the sensation is, it's it's too hyper. It's much more real than the reality. In terms of smell, touch, taste, and visually seeing, in all aspects, it is beyond the five senses what we have. Sometimes it is so heightened that it is much more better than the reality. You might hear some music there, and when you come back to your reality in the awakened state, if you hear it using your whatever in the internet, you may not feel the same thing. It is that heightened there. So when that so heightened happens there, you are not sure what is reality. For example, in the last session, somebody talked about in the middle of the night, she was so sure that somebody walked in and switched off the candle. She could smell it. It not necessarily it happened in the physical reality. It was, I'm sure it's a kind of astral projection what she had. But how can she prove that it's real? But should you prove it? Why can't it be real? That's my question. Why can't it be real? Why can't you have a life out there and here also? That is where the science is going. Now they predict that the next phenomenal scientific development would be understanding this plane. Maybe it's astral plane, or this, they call that quantum field, and what it can offer to us. You can use that to do time travel because it's timeless. You can use that to do retrieving information from anywhere because it's as real, more real than your reality. And then you can have entertainment. You can have fun. Nobody will do anything to you. And you can have fully more than in the physical reality, how you feel. More than that, you can feel it there physically. You know, a lot of people in this world use lucid dreaming for sex. All this is possible if you're able to very easily get there and have it. So far, it has been very spiritually growth, divine characteristics, and only few people could do it. But we are getting there sooner or later. And that becomes the reality later. This quantum field is so powerful. And along with that comes also the problem too, which we will have to figure it out once we get there, right? We don't know about it right now. So there is this guy, his name is Frank Keppel. There is one more guy who is, what's his name? Monroe. Robert Monroe or somebody who has formed an institute which studies and does a lot of research, everything. And they say that American CIAs were trained under him for retrieving information, etc. So many things are there. But there is another guy. See, these are all basically the what do you call that? Models. Let's take it as model, okay? You can form your own model when you experience. But before we experience it, we better understand these models. So I'm just telling you what I read and probably what little bit I understood by experiencing it. I'm throwing it to you so that you people will think about it. Just by thinking, your dream state, everything will change, that we know how they influence us. And so maybe you can create your own model later. So they say that once you're outside your body, there are 4 focus areas. Okay. Now, one is the physical world, which I said that why I told, why should you get into your husband world, because he would have created his own space and you don't need to know about it. This is our physical world focus area, where you have space, you have time dimension. Okay. So what happens is my husband is present now. So time is there, space is there. And I see his world in my dream area. This is the focus area 1. Focus area 2, which is purely subconscious mind, dream dimension. Here, few other things also will be there. You can call them entities, spirits, ancestors, whatever you call it. Here you will have an objective and subjective idea of your internal world. Internally, Sahil may feel fear, and that can be seen in the dream. Externally, he'll say that I can cope up with it. I'm all right. So the objective subjectiveness of your internal world will be seen in the focus area 2. This is where we always, all our modalities work on this focus area 2, meditation work on this focus area 2, and when you dream every day, this is where you go there. So what happens is, based on your need, influences, past experiences, thoughts, beliefs, which are all your subjective internal world, which are thoughts, beliefs, past experiences, influences, all of this are your subjective internal world, which you have created for your own self. So this is where you will see angels, devils, entities, heaven, hell, because these are all created out of your own subjective internal world. You are very religious, so you will end up seeing Krishna. Okay? So, but these are all very, very real. You cannot make out the difference between what is real and what is non-real in this world. Okay? So, everything is very unique to you. That's what you have to understand. It real doesn't mean it should be common across everybody and you can prove people. You cannot prove. You can say it is real because you felt it in 5 senses is the closest you can tell. But it is so unique to you that you cannot take notes with others and say, oh yeah, this is real because even Kavita also felt like this. No, it cannot be. Kavita's world is different. My world is different. We have created 2 different multiverses for ourselves. So nobody else can create this, replicate this for you. Okay? That is why, one more thing, you can use affirmations, you can heal so much more in this world because that is very unique to you and you have access to that. Okay? And when you do that, your subjective internal world will change. That is also very unique to you. Now let's see what is focus area 3. This is called, they call it collective consensus dimension. Here, the other beings are also present. You know, so many movies you would have seen with blue color stuff with one single eye, and so many things are there in this world. None of them are imagination. Somebody would have probably gone to the focus area 3, felt it, and they would have definitely made a script. Okay, so nothing in this world can be imagination. We are incapable of imaginations. We cannot be bigger than our consciousness.
Just
Remember this.
collective.
Consensus dimension. Okay. So how do you make out the difference between focus area 2 and focus area 3? Focus area 3 is hyper physical, meaning you see people of your own type and you experience exactly what you experience in your physical reality. That's how is focus area 3. Okay. And little more. You see people who are not like you also there in the focus area 3. In focus area 2, you see only your people, only human beings, only your relatives. Some few people you see who are non-you. I mean, some stranger you'll say. Okay. So, but here, there are so many other things also you see there. People whom we call who are stuck here also here. All kinds of things are there in focus area 3. It is maybe dimension 5, probably what we call. All of things are there. Shamans also travel in this. Okay. Now, in the dream, you will see or you will gravitate towards that reality which matches with your internal state. So suddenly you don't stand in front of a demon, or you won't stand in front of a Dracula, something like that, unless you yourself is a Dracula inside you. So what we are, whatever is my level, I tend to gravitate towards that level, or you may create it because you want to experience it. You may call it out, and then you will go there. Okay, so you may find a lot of angels, or you may find a lot of demons. It depends on what state of mind you are at that time, what internal vibration state you are at that time. Or by choice, you would have focused on it and you will go there and get scared and come back. Now the focus area 4, the last area, this is a pure divine realm, and it's a purely subjective realm. That is, this is a source, energy source. It's like sun, and it gives heat and light to everything on the earth. Okay, so that sunlight can be seen on a leaf, but where is the origin of that light? That's on the sun, right? So it's like that. This, you are a consciousness, but from where you have come? You have come from this divine realm, which is focus area 4. And many times when you do the meditation, you get there. You feel that whole light around you, and it just makes you feel that it is so beautiful, peaceful, and you feel that you're one with it. You feel as if you went back home. You know, that happens very rarely for us. But when you feel it, when you experience it and feel it, even once, that is enough to let the fear of death go away. Even once, if you feel it, the fear of death goes away, because it makes you really feel how infinite it is, and how timeless and locationless it is, and how I've become condensed to be an Isha, and I'm not that actually. So then strangely, the fear of death will go away, and you will realize the process of death is nothing but expansion of the consciousness, which was condensed back into itself. Okay, so this is where one of the most beautiful experience of probably focus area 4, so that you don't have to get scared about the death anymore. And the moment you are not scared of the death anymore, your life changes. Why? Because you are not going to prepare anything in your life. You're not going to collect so much money. You're not going to collect so much that, and you will be very nice to everybody, because there's no point. There's so much such things will happen. Okay, now in the dream, you're not traveling and going somewhere. You're only focusing, because focus is the inherent ability of the consciousness. Got it right? So you just need to focus on different dimensions, and you will do that in your dream. You just need to focus on getting some information from somewhere, and you will get that in your dream. Focus, focus, focus. Okay, I'm done with the discussion. Anybody has any question or no, then we will quit. Bye-bye.
I have a lot of questions.
Okay, if I am able to answer, I'll answer. Otherwise, we'll see what we can do.
First and foremost is that in a dream, you said you're looking objectively, right? But then why do you feel the subjective emotions?
Because that's the whole idea why you have condensed, first of all, yourself.
No.
In the dream, I'll tell you, in the dream, when you're seeing, how do you see? Each one sees in different way, okay? I see myself there.
I also see myself there.
Yeah.
And I know I'm there, like it's me.
Yeah.
And then I do feel certain things, good or bad, in the sense I feel happy or unhappy.
Yeah. So sometimes we cry also, we laugh also, we scream also in our dream. So you are subjective, objective, subjective, objective, both are happening there.
So both are happening.
Both are happening. Yeah.
Subjective.
Yes.
Now in when you are saying about the consciousness happening in the dream dimension, then why is it that we get bad dreams? Like, why do we get bad dreams? Because we should not get we should be able.
There is no bad or good or anything, Kavita, because you have to understand consciousness is everything.
Yeah,
Like
but
an awareness, it has everything.
yeah,
And
why do we not see higher dimensions? Why do we see only something which we wanted to avoid seeing or
because that is where your focus has been. Where you focus is what your energy flows.
Okay.
Where you focus, that is where your consciousness goes.
Okay.
And if you're focused on the problem of your life so much, then that's what you will see. So whatever is your internal state, that's what you will see.
Usually what I don't focus in conscious life, that is what comes in the dream.
Subconscious life, subconscious state will have something which you have kept it during the conscious state. Because conscious state has to do a lot of work. You have to do your job, you have to do, there is so much of chores to do and relationship to manage and so many things are there. And something little which are bothering, you would have kept it aside and that will come out during your dream time.
So how do I reverse that so that the bothering part does not come out?
So as you become more and more aware and take charge of your dreams, you should be able to change that too.
In the dream itself?
Yes, in the dream itself.
And how do I do that?
Yeah, those are all the normal techniques. First of all, you should get into having control over your dream.
Okay.
And it's as simple and straightforward as changing that space, changing the dream.
Okay.
Rescripting the dream rather.
Got it. The third question I wanted to really ask is, if you're saying consciousness is infinite and it's everything and everywhere and it does not have an identity, then like supposing like a person who dies, like I lost my mom, it's her consciousness that I relate to.
Yeah, that is true.
How is that separateness maintained?
How it is separately maintained?
Separateness of that consciousness maintained. How do I know it is my mom's consciousness or something else, some other consciousness?
First of all, your mom itself is a very limited being which is over.
Yeah.
So, and you being a limited personality, you cannot make out whether this particular thing is belong to this large thing, because I don't even know what is that large thing. You understand what I'm saying? It's an infinite thing which is everywhere.
Right.
And she, as your mother, is actually non-existing.
Right.
It condensed to be her and it's now uncondensed or it's gone.
So does the consciousness maintain its separate identity? Like when I die, will it be my consciousness and X's, Y's, Z's consciousness, or will it?
No, it's all one. That is what I said, focus area, pure consciousness. It's all one. Inside that you have the soul.
Right.
The soul is different.
So when I relate to somebody's consciousness who is dead,
you will relate to that limited conscious.
Soul.
Yeah, you can call that soul. Soul is also eternal. It's inside the consciousness. But you are relating to that limited condensed factor only.
Okay. But once it's dead, it becomes infinite.
It becomes infinite, but you are finite. So you think only that finite aspect. You cannot think about the infinite aspect at all. Because you are finite. And you can recognize the other finite thing only.
But then when it gets reincarnated, that again reincarnates into the same consciousness. Like the same consciousness.
The same consciousness using the soul reincarnates.
So how does it again, know that this one is me? You see, if consciousness has become infinite,
it need not have to know this one is me. You are again looking at it as a separation. Kavita, if I tell you that you are a rose, You are looking at I am Kavita and that is Rose. You are also the rose. How will you feel it? Can you feel it? You can't. But that's the fact. You are also a rose.
But the past life regressions are all about the same consciousness continuing
This
over.
past life and the separation, everything you are looking at the time-bound 3D. Consciousness is everything. You are everything. You are everything, and that is condensed as Kavita, that is condensed as Sahil, that is condensed as Trupti, that is condensed as fire. And
past life regression is all the continuation of a consciousness. No?
yes, condensed consciousness, and you are addressing that only. It is like this whole here and little has come and you are little only.
Okay.
But the moment you start addressing, doing things with this consciousness, there won't be any need for you to do anything with this past lives too.
Okay.
Isha, I wanted to ask you.
Fine,
We have heard of miracles happening, that overnight people have healed themselves of fourth-grade cancer and all. It's all because of the consciousness that.
Yes, of course.
Yes, it's all that.
Yes.
They have managed to heal
Absolutely,
themselves.
absolutely. Everything can be. See that you look. This is how I look at it. Okay.
Yeah.
I have consciousness here, and down I have come down as Isha. Now I go up there, use that consciousness, do whatever I want and get back. And I see the reflection here because it's inside me too.
Correct.
Because there I get a chance to timeless, locationless, all that I have it here. I don't have that capacity here.
True.
This is what I understand.
No, this is what it is. I mean, when you hear, so I always wonder
and how much you are able to focus, that much potential you will get it.
True.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beyond which I don't know how to explain, or I don't know myself. What can I explain you? Right? This is all I can explain. Okay.
Oh, this is fine.
Okay. Any more questions, or are we done?
Isha, when you said focus is the essence of spirituality.
Yes.
But consciousness, you said, is infinite, where there is no focus. Okay.
Yeah. It is like it's like a sea. Now you take that sea in a little bowl, you took that little bit. And so it is focused there in that area.
No, but you said focus, we have to focus.
Focus is the key because that is the inherent quality of consciousness. And when your focus is, your attention goes there. That means the energy flows. Energy is the seed for creation.
But consciousness is everywhere. So there's no focus. There's no focus to the
it's expanded version. There is no focus. Focus means it's focusing on a point, focusing on something.
So how is focus the key of spirituality?
Just understanding the consciousness itself is spirituality.
And if consciousness is infinite, understanding also has to be infinite.
Your awareness is endless. Awareness is infinite.
And not focus.
You don't take it as negative, okay? Focusing has its own value when you focus on a certain few things and do it. Okay? But it's infinite. You can infinitely focus on anything you want.
What do you focus on?
Huh?
What do you focus on?
Anything what you want in your life, you have to focus. Then only you can get that.
Okay.
So in a layman way, how do you focus? You study about it, you research it, you keep doing it, then your dreams start becoming better.
No,
right?
If I want to focus on the source, for instance, the source energy.
Yeah, you then try to figure out how is that I will do it. Every meditation you do, I just try to call upon the source and see what happens. You will start understanding what is that source means. It's your own very unique experience.
Yeah, okay.
That's where I said don't take notes with others. And if it's happening to them, it's oh, then it is truly happening. No, there is nothing like that. It's experience. Consciousness wants experience. That's all you're doing. Uniquely, you're experiencing.
Fantastic.
Right?
Great. Thanks. Got it.
Okay, so all of you continue doing your dream work. A lot more will come up. And maybe we'll do some exercise next time to go very closer to befriending the dreamer so that we can do some good for ourselves.
Oh,
Okay? Let me think about it, what we'll do next week.